I really do believe that modern feminism encourages male absence. It encourages it because it's become toxic. They use terms like toxic masculinity, right? And I say to myself, all of their examples of the idea of what it means to be a man now is toxic. They think, oh, this is a man. Masculinity is wrong. There's something inherently wrong with being a masculine man. And to me, I always say that it was toxic masculinity that saved me. You know, I had a healthy fear of my grandfather. Nobody played around with my grandfather. We still don't play around with my grandfather, you know, and it's just, there's a certain level of respect when you're in his home. There are rules. And because I had that healthy fear, I was, I guess, more responsive to that sort of authority when I had to go out in real life. You know, I believed in structure. And yet this version of feminism today, we have women that are basically promoting men should act like women, right? Yeah. And women should act like men. There's all this confusion. You can pick your gender, you can do what you want. And ultimately what I think it's doing is feeding into this idea of a breakdown of the family.
I only want you for the money and the clothes and for the bills. That's it. If you ain't getting my hair done, if you ain't getting my nails done, if you ain't doing nothing for me, then I don't need you here. It's not 50-50. It's not 80-20. It's 100% to 0.
Now, cheating never happens when someone is getting all their needs in every area. Now, some of those needs may be subconscious. So this could be someone who thinks they're getting all their needs and then still finds themselves cheating. So unmet needs, what would be an example of an unmet need? Well, if a man feels emasculated, that could be an example of an unmet need. If a man isn't feeling the excitement or passion that he wants, that could be an example of an unmet need. He might not have the self-esteem. That's an example of an unmet need that you can't control. He might, say, be feeling unloved or appreciated. He might feel insecure. There's lots of reasons that men will cheat due to an unmet need in a relationship. And some of these you can control and some you can't. In the follow-up video, I'm going to go into these unmet needs and the ones that you can control and how you can make sure that your man in the relationship has those. Now, I want you to remember here as well, this is never an excuse for cheating. I'm not excusing cheating one little bit, but they are reasons.
Are contemporary women prioritizing their careers and lifestyles over their partner's requirements? Indeed, no big surprise a few men are headed to unfaithfulness. It almost seems as though we have forgotten that relationships thrive when both parties actually put each other first. But no, the current adage emphasizes me first, with personal and professional goals taking center stage. Be that as it may, we should get genuine here. Implying that a man's infidelity is justifiable due to the fact that his partner isn't playing the traditional role, that is merely an excuse.
Many modern women are rewarded by society for their bad behavior, act like entitled, selfish princesses, are high maintenance but low reward, lack any sense of accountability, and a lot are feminists but not feminine. The worst part is they're all delusional about their true relationship market value. Of course, the real true keepers out there, they're hard to find, rare, and even harder to get. There's a lot of competition for them. It's no wonder men are choosing to stay single. But is staying single the best option for you?
There's always something more important than our relationship, and I'm supposed to just stand by and be okay with it?
Holden, are you seriously upset about this?
Yeah. Yeah, Liv, I am. You promised you'd fix this.
It's not difficult to fault a lady's desire for a relationship's ruin as opposed to tending to the way that a relationship requires exertion from the two sides. But it leaves a gap when one partner, and this is often the woman, is more concerned with climbing the corporate ladder than maintaining the relationship's integrity. And interpersonal rifts? In some way, they are filled. Of course, ladies reserve each privilege to seek after their vocations and objectives. However, imagining that will not cannily affect their relationship is simply guileless. It's up to modern women to decide whether or not they want to put their careers ahead of their relationships, but let's not be surprised if men start looking elsewhere. Balance is vital, yet on the off chance that one accomplice is too occupied with being the manager angel to see the relationship disintegrating, don't be astonished when the aftermath occurs. The typical person is about to leave on the grounds that, truly, ladies have made it understood. Men can go kick rocks. Assuming I were still in the dating scene, I'd feel frustrated about the helpless creatures exploring this minefield. Women want men who are strong and self-assured, but God forbid those men have any semblance of authority or control. Even though they demand equality in everything, the guy still has to pay for dinner, keep the doors open, and move everything. And what if he doesn't somehow know precisely how far is too far? He better be able to read minds, because crossing that elusive line would be social suicide. For a ton of folks, the money-saving advantage investigation is only not there. Why do it? In the meantime, we should discuss the vast stories ladies tell about the dreadful fellow who wouldn't let them be. There are creeps, of course, but we shouldn't pretend that there aren't women who enjoy being noticed so they can boast about how many men they've rejected. Dating has become a high-stakes game in which men cannot win due to toxic feminism. Ladies presently focus on their own monetary strength and self-esteem, regarding men as just a pleasant-to-have frill. And what happens when a man's wants and needs aren't exactly in line with this New Age philosophy? He's named as poisonous or obsolete. So for what reason should men try attempting to be the accomplices current ladies profess to need, while they will be overlooked, underestimated, or through and through dismissed for not squeezing into an unthinkable shape? Modern women have lost the ability to compromise, or even consider the viewpoint of a man because they are so preoccupied with their own values and independence. No big surprise trust is hard to come by, and men are left inclination distanced. Rather than exploring this wrecked framework, many are quitting through and through, understanding that the game is manipulated and not worth the problem. Relationships are supposed to be about understanding and respect for each other, but it seems like that's become a one-sided expectation in today's world.
I'm sure all of you have had a situation where you've had a group project, right? Remember like group projects in high school? Now, I don't know where you fell in that group dynamic, but typically in those scenarios, there's gonna be at least one person that doesn't do jack in the group project. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's kind of like how dating is between men and women. We basically have to carry, I mean, I've made this video game analogy. There's a term in video games called carrying, where one person sucks at the video game.
You backpack them.
Yeah, you backpack them. You're
Yeah.
like, you're carrying them to the victory.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how dating is typically, because men, we have to take all the initiative. The burden of performance is on us. The burden of initiative is on us. We have to, let's say we're on a dating app. We have to send the first message. We have to plan the first date. We have to set up the date. We have to pay for the date.
And that concludes today's discussion on MGTOW Voice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on future videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.